Behind me, you can see the world's largest and most stringent prison. In this the facility can house 40 inmates. These inmates are the most dangerous. You have no idea how many people there are. Have you ended anyone's life? Is it 5 or 10? How many MS-13s are there? These animals are part of numerous different gangs. Are psychopaths, not individuals. The type of people we have are sociopaths. We are going to witness the explosion of greetings from C, the world's elevator's largest prison in terms of capacity, which was built to confine the top-profile offenders. Those who enter this prison, they will never be able to. There is no way out of how you can depart alive. Going to emerge from this as the explanation for this 6 million person nation. Needs the biggest prison is the gangs used to rule the nation. But these gangs had to deal with a brutal crackdown. Beginning in March, President Bush's 2022 management of more than 70,000 people, around 2% of the nation's adult population, was taken into custody in just 16 for months. Buses carried thousands of transformed gang members into closely coordinated at night, sitting one behind the other in an operation with their heads down. They appeared to be one with armed guards around the mass. None of they dared to oppose orders. Their lives have altered in a single day. In this documentary, we'll speak with among them. One of the most vicious gang leaders that go by the moniker Psycho. You only have 10 minutes. Constructed in 2022. This enormous prison is divided into 8 distinct units spanning 410 acres of terrain. Every module pair is surrounded by 2 distinct 3-meter-tall walls with razor wire. The entire building is encircled by an imposing wall that is 9 meters high and 3 meters high, carrying 15,000 volts. 19 electric fence watchtowers are making sure nothing gets away. Observe that the whole design doesn't just stop escape, it destroys the concept itself of it. Hello, we're allowed. From the soldiers stopped us during the presidency. I hope this is the final checkpoint. All transmissions were jammed by the jammers within a 2 kilometers around second. Cutting all the way through. 600 soldiers cut off all communication. Work solely to protect the perimeter. We will depart from all of our possessions here prior to going into the. We will just bring our cameras to prison and microphones, so it's okay. Slowly examine the I forgot my wedding. SE. Film the body. Ring off properly. That must be stored. This big capacity x-ray machine is over there. The scanner even displays interior organs and bones, organs primarily, for scanning, making sure no one tries to sneak in as newcomers in anything that is prohibited on their body prior to going inside. The prisoners used to swallow a few things. Perhaps they would attempt to entice them to microchips, micro SD memory cards, and not additionally. The phone charges an additional. A comprehensive search for bodies has been carried out. Remove your. They even examined our shoes inside, socks, and it took us almost an hour to go through security, despite the fact that we were asked to serve as media following months of guards in action. Are donning masks, since they're performing a dangerous job here. Therefore, if they are discovered, it could be going to town centers is risky for them, due to the fact that these gangs have a large relationships. Thus they must maintain their "why don't you wear an identity" secret. Mask. I must speak with them directly, gazing directly into their eyes. We are at the registration. You know who I am. This room is reserved for prisoners only. When an offender is apprehended on the street, they don't present identification or provide their true name, which explains why their traces. And here, photos are taken in order to sign up for the system when they are included permanently. Of CECOT, the prisoners lose all communication with those they love for the remainder of their lives, as family visits are strictly prohibited. It's also crucial to remember that a few innocent individuals were unjustly detained during the significant crackdown because of the lack of communication policy, and their relatives don't know whether they are still living or not. This documentary might be their initial opportunity to witness a missing loved one. Before starting the courses where the prisoners are, we go to this section concentrates on the prison's armory, essential in the event of potential unrest, and these the most dangerous individuals on the kind of gun we use on Earth is a T-65 gun that resembles the M16 rifle. But we also have this additional weapon, which is a 12-gauge with a 6R rifle and shotgun. We can navigate in areas that are too small to move whenever offenders are taken into custody, and hauled in a variety of handcuffs and chains to limit their motions and reduce the possibility of has there ever been any injury to officers. Thus far, there have been no riots. We have the worst of the escape attempts. Worse than these criminal organizations, the head is part of the riot gear. protection for the face, neck, and an anti-trauma garment that protects the legs and shins guards, as well as a shield typically in the inmates in prisons create any type of handcrafted weapon, such as knives. They are completely safe, as you can see how keeps his feet safe because this prison is so big that we must board this bus. We're going into the module section to maintain national security with 1,000 employees. It is not feasible for members to work inside, say. However, assume for a moment that an inmate take these pebbles out of the fortress that you see are purposefully placed here, due to the fact that when they step on these stones it functions similarly to an alarm system and creates a noise they can't evade. Can they? Attempted to flee, but they didn't, challenging since they would have to leave via a sequence of security. Rings was constructed with its own facilities in an isolated location with an electrical and sewage system to stop outside interference in the event of an electrical cut or problems with the water supply in the systems, and power plants will continue to operations for a week or longer. I'm delighted to meet you in person. Alongside the most dangerous offenders in the world we are entering is quite tense. You are currently viewing one of the modules, adjacent to the third and fourth modules each other. A criminal who goes inside one of these structures never leave through these doors will be encircled in a few steps by over 2,500. It's like stepping in the center for prisoners of managed chaos music. Their eyes are fixed on this because it's so intense. Me taking every action and obtaining and making eye contact with there are a great number of them, as well as I am unable to speak, and I feel honeys. They're all dressed in white shirts, shorts, and they don't have any other shoes. Most of their possessions are hardly out of their early 20s and found guilty of major transgressions, including the most notorious historically. Criminals have an average of 20 to 30 confirmed victims, although these are a few of the prisoners are accountable for hundreds of the lives of innocent people. May I ask the something, inmates? No. If you have any questions, I can answer them. If they attempt to contact me right now, I'm not going. So what are you going to do? To permit them, as they are aware from them that consequently there can be a fine for not following a directive. I'm wondering which of these groups the leaders I'll be speaking with include. We are not allowed to pass this here yellow line, as these are among the most dangerous people on the planet. Without the bars separating us all, is fully aware of the potential outcomes there. Each of the 8 has 32 cells. Each of the giant prisons modules, about 80 prisoners are housed in each cell. But the number may reach 150 even though it doesn't being fully occupied by the prisoners alone. Each have 5 square meters of personal space. There is no ventilation for prisoners. Courtyards or privileges to go outside each prisoner in this cell has been one of the longest phrases you've ever seen. Can possibly envision a single thing in your life. That's something that remains unchanged despite all of these prisoners will never leave the building. They will never see the sun. And that only individuals those who are permitted entry and exit are staff, and occasionally the media, such as they won't ever leave this for us. Building, if you see how they look, recognize the void in their souls. They lack optimism for the future. They appear quite artificial. Their lives are so monotone. This gaping niche is where they toilet. There are around the restrooms in the vicinity for 80. It's actually embarrassing these prisoners. Prisoners' complete confidence is disciplined in this location, the same one where additionally, the restroom is where they showers to keep oneself clean. Dippers made of plastic in a single shed. There is no flowing water in the basin cells, forcing the inmates to depend on one blue drinking water barrel where these metal bunks are where they sleep. Each prisoner has a pillow, but no mattress. Only the bare essentials are given, a matching socks, slippers, and a white sheet. The inmates only spend a towel, spending all of their time on their 4-level bunk beds that are packed closely together, such as goods kept in a warehouse as a component of in order to maintain hygiene. Prisoners shave every 2 weeks by staff members with long hair, or in addition to being unclean. Beards can conceal sharp things as well. Let's take a look. Remove your shirt and align yourself. They are now removing their clothes here. Away. These prisoners were formerly members of the MS-13, as well as the Barrio 18 gangs who dominated the El Salvadorian neighborhoods.